Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is NXL 360. My name is Nadim. We appreciate all those who join us and also those who are subscribing. And guys, remember to like and subscribe. We appreciate you joining us. This is the podcast that aims to tell you as it is about South African football. The very interesting things that are happening this week, guys. I just wanted to give you a roundup of what's happening in South African football. But before I go there, we heard that Black Leopards chairman or president, Dr. David Chidiela, is saying in the Premier Soccer League, we need a Madlanga commission. Apparently, he's not happy that Mama Madlala has been acting as an acting CEO of PSL for more than 12 years. Remember, Mato Madlala is an Golden Arrows chairman and also of this Premier Soccer League acting chairperson for more than 10 years. He feels that is unfair. He doesn't feel that people who own a team in the PSL should be running the league. That's what it is. And then another one, I'm going to talk about that. Also, what's happening at Mamelodi Sundowns, guys. It's so sad how they are treating players. One thing that is so sad about Sundowns is that they decline offers for players like Mayema and Kutlwano, Lihlaku, and also Tapelo Masek. Then they take them out of the PSL. So is it fair that Sundowns want PSL players to join them? Once they no longer need those players, are not allowed to play in South Africa. They must go to other countries. I think one is killing competition, of which is not fair for the league, because I believe that if you don't want a player to play for you, just release the player, even give them a free clearance. It's simple as that. For me, it doesn't make sense what Sundowns are doing to Neo Mayema, that they have to renew his contract and say he must go to Tanzania while his family is in Johannesburg. Why Flemingberg is not going to stay in Tanzania and run Sundowns from Tanzania? I think Sundowns are anti-football. Football is about fair play. What Sundowns are doing for me, I believe, is not even divine. It's more like evil, where you can say a player like Tapelo Maseko, I don't want you to leave, but I can't allow you to play in the PSL. Guys, what did they bought Tapelo Maseko? Did they bought him from Europe? So those are the things that, guys, I want us to talk about it in this episode. And the latest one also, on Andy Ngobe's show, Metro FM, the number one sports show in South Africa. The number one presenter is Andy Ngobe. Metro FM, obviously, is the number one sports radio station. Actually, it's the best radio station. They are saying they look what Los agents say Sundowns rejected an offer of 30 million. How they rejected the 30 million? They didn't even say we want 50 million or 45 million. They just kept quiet. This team is run unprofessional, guy. I've been saying it long time ago. Mamelodi Sundowns is not run professional. And it's anti-football how they are doing things. How are they going to reject an offer to a 20 years or 21-year-old boy without even giving him a count offer, renewing his contract, or telling the team, this is what I want. This is the money that I want. Okay, guys, let's start with David Chidiela, because he's been speaking a lot. We cannot ignore it as if we live in an island. Mr. Robert Marawa, he did host him yesterday. I didn't listen to an interview for obvious reason, because I wanted to apply my mind without being influenced, because it was like, okay, this was happening, guys. David Chidiela has been complaining about the Premier Soccer League. Allegedly, he's got an issue with the PSL about how he was denied registering certain players when the season starts, which found the Leopards getting relegated from the NFD, of which now they're in the third division, which is the ABC Municipal. He feels that is not fair to what's happening in his team. He's alleging that the fact, it looks like the way he was speaking that inside the PSL Board of Governors, that people who are owning PSL teams should not be running PSL teams. So he feels, for speaking out aloud, he was being targeted. So more like a victimization. And but also what he said is also PSL refused, I think it's Mafu, the guys who's running the PSL legal department. But upon meeting the chairman of the Premier Soccer, he said yes, they need to be registered. It's kind of contradicting, where the guys who's supposed to know when to register the players is saying you can't register. Then the chairman says yes. Why was the guy not allowing Black Leopard to register those players? That is one. It's a genuine concern for me. That's such a historic team. Remember Toronto Stadium, Litota Tuba, Black Leopards used to pack stadium. You will know that in Venda at 3 p.m. there will be soccer. It's going to be very entertaining. And then now you are denying that. I feel they didn't treat Black Leopards there fairly. And thanks to the chairman for coming through and telling Chidiela that he can register those players. But by the time it was that, I think it was 4 games later. So those players didn't have to play for Black Leopards. Eventually, they found themselves relegated. Yes, that is 4 points. If you win those 12 points, then it's four games that he missed. So one will say they're gonna maybe win 3 or draw 1. We don't know what could have happened. But he feels that in football we need the Madlanga Commission. That's why I differ with Mr. Tidiela. I believe that he needs to address whatever's having with the PSL leadership. Remember, FIFA doesn't. It says he wrote to the president and then to the president to have a Madlanga Commission in football. Immediately, if you start interfering with the running of football, FIFA will eventually come back and say they can ban South African football. They don't want government interference. So if I'm hearing that he wrote to SAFA, I was gonna say it makes sense. But for Mr. Tidiela to write to the president, SAFA should be your starting point, or FIFA should be writing to SAFA or FIFA. Then Mr. Tidiela is getting it very wrong. If he feels like he's not happy or is not getting the answers he deserves from the Premier Soccer League, he needs to address the matter to SAFA. If not the SAFA, he needs to go to FIFA. It is CAF, since he's the head of African football. And the good thing about CAF is that it's run by South African Mamelodi Sundowns owner, Dr. Patrice Motsepe. I think guys like September, they can hear that and all those kind of things. I think there's a bit of a disconnection on how he's trying to approach the matter. Do I agree with his approach? No, obviously I'm not agreeing. If immediately involve government, even I'm not saying his points are invalid. I don't know the nitty-gritties, but also is it fair that is it fair that Mato Mandlala has been acting CEO for 12 years? Acting CEO of the Premier for 12 years, guys, is too much. He should be rather appointed as a straightaway CEO. I don't think it's fair for in a professional league, because we are saying the PSL is the best league in Africa. If it is the best league in Africa, I do believe that it is a very good league. I think the CEO must be made permanent. It can't be 12 years. If the PSL leadership feels she's the right person to lead the Premier Soccer League as a chief executive officer, it needs to be done like that, where he's formally appointed, not as an acting CEO. I think I can hear where he's coming from there, Dr. Tidia. But there have been CEO who've been appointed in the PSL, like Zola Machav was there, it didn't last long, and other CEOs who didn't last long. But the acting one, it can last so long. Again, I don't know what it tells about that. But I still believe that even though he has a point about Mato Mandlala being an acting CEO for so many years, it's still not the right way to take the matter to say you want a Mandlanga Commission in football. If you feel there are things that are being hidden, address it with the CAF or FIFA, even SAFA. Start to wait. Just follow the proper structures. That's what I want to say about it. Okay, moving right along. Mamelodi Sundowns, we hear that they've rejected an offer. Okay, I know that. Not that we hear. It's a fact. I know. I've been saying it in this podcast. It happened last year at this time, where a Portuguese team came, because Mark Haskins, anyway, is part of the people who are representing Kushwano. I know for a fact that they rejected an offer of 30 million. It was so painful when it happened, because I remember when I spoke to Mark Haskins, they didn't even want to negotiate. They didn't even want to say, guys, why will Sundowns be allowed to bully players like that? Because the last thing we want to hear that another player killed himself. If a young boy like Luz Clark, who's 21 years at that time, or 20 years, hear that the team is not playing him, okay, you can see, and they reject an offer. They don't even want to negotiate. Remember, each and every player's dream is to play abroad. That is basically the pinnacle of each and every player. At one point in time, even if you are an actor, you want to end up in Hollywood like Trevor Noah and them. Imagine you're acting on Generations, then your production, they want you in Hollywood studios. They say no. They don't even tell what can it be take to release you to reach that stage. That's how Sundowns are treating players. I believe Sundowns need to stop exploiting players like that, where they get bigger opportunities and then they deny them. For me, I feel it's a very satanic way of doing things. I believe it's so evil. I don't like it. It's demonic. I hate it. Where a player get like what they're doing to what they did to Kutlwano. He joined Sundowns. Obviously, the Sundowns is from their development. Now they don't play him regularly. They've got players, rightfully so, like Santos, Matthews, who are ahead of him in the team. Okay, sharp. We understand that. Then a team comes with 30 million offer. You ignore the offer. Why do you ignore the offer? You don't even tell the team that, well, he's represented. This is the reason I need the boy who's gonna play, who's gonna get tagged. You don't even want to. Remember, each and every young boy, their dream of playing UEFA Champions League football. So if Sundowns will continue doing this is not the first time it happens. Remember, before when Kahlo Mpela was at Mamelodi Sundowns, there was offers. And then Sundowns rejected all those offers. Where he ended up going to Chiefs. After Chiefs, he couldn't even stay a season. He had to go to Royal AM. Then we heard that now he's selling cars in Midrand. Sundowns didn't come through for him and say, look, we need to assist you financially. Sundowns didn't do that. But it was easy when it was at his peak to decline all those offers as if they didn't come. Why is that happening, guys? Why will Sundowns continue treating players like this? Why should we fold our hands? Where a team, it's easy for them, for players to join them. Immediately there's offers, they reject it. That's number one. That is Kutwane's issue. It's so painful. But Mamelodi Sundowns didn't even want to engage the agents. This is the reason why ignoring the offer. They just kept quiet, they went on mute. Even players like Marcel, Pesitao, Kick and Toli, when they have to leave Sundowns, like especially Tao and Toli, they have to force their move. I think the president of Sundowns had to intervene for them to be released. The management of Sundowns were just too stubborn that we're not going to release you. How can a club that is owned by a CAF president treat players like this? Where a player has a better opportunity, one, to enrich his family, to enrich himself, to grow in his profession as a footballer, to play with the best in the world, then Sundowns deny that opportunity. Why is Sundowns denying players opportunity? That is number one. Now it's out there public because I've been saying it. People, they were saying I'm lying and all those things. How do I know? Did I say? Yes, I know about the offer. Mark Haskins told me. And the agent yesterday, one of the agents confirmed to Andy Ngube that Sundowns declined the 30 million offer for a 20-year-old that he don't even want to play. It can't be normal, guys, what Sundowns are doing. Are they breaking any law? No. However, football is about fair play. And it's also about there's a human element where you can just say, oh, this is the reason why declining. This is want this money or those kind of things. That is wrong. We agree on that. Sundowns are wrong there. They're not acting in the best interest of the player. They're only acting in the best interest of themselves. Anyone who acts in the best of interest of themselves and doesn't consider other people, that person is selfish. That's why how they hanged it, Kutwano Smith, Mamelodi Sundowns football were very selfish. We move away. We agree on that, right? Guys, you can hold on with the insults. They are not going to go anywhere. I don't care about insults anyway. Number two, join Sundowns from SuperSport United in 2022. Very talented boy, we all agree. We knew even when starting, this boy is talented. It's not, and he was already part of the national team setup. Everyone, it's not like he was groomed by Sundowns. Roland, obviously, the revenue team was playing him. I think in the AFL was the player of the tournament. That chose against the best teams in the Africa. He was in the player of the tournament. And then he went to the AFCON. Even scored against Namibia. You can see that this boy is promising. Jiggy Jiggy, we hear training with David Notwane. He's not training with DDC. He's training between the PSL and the DDC. What is that? Okay, it's fine. The guy says, I want to leave. He even wrote a very painful message on Instagram where he was no longer enjoying. He says he's enjoying football. That's painful, right? What happened after that with Masego's issue? Sundowns loaned him to Cyprus. What happened when in Cyprus? Sundowns, obviously, I think there was an agreement. Sundowns will have to pay a certain percentage. The team have to pay a certain percentage. Sundowns, the team didn't pay him that certain share. Sundowns didn't force the team to pay the certain fee. That's number one, which is wrong. Two, Sundowns should have played him his full salary because it's still their player. They didn't do that. Where's the professionalism if you loan someone? Look at this story, how it works. Orlando Pirates loaned Sagofaso Mabasa to Morocco Swallows. When it was the Swallows in Mabasa, players were not getting paid because of financial reasons there. It was well documented. And then Mohasho cancelled all the players' contract. He said they must come back and back their job. Okay. Pirates told Mabasa, come back. Then they paid him salary, continue playing for Pirates. Pirates didn't say, Mabasa, go and back your job or stay there. We don't care about you. Because that's it. They knew that, okay, whatever. Why would Sundowns not call back Masego and pay him the full salary? That was all. For me, I feel like they were wrong again. And now, second, where they are wrong also again. Masego wants to play football. They're saying, no, we cannot join a PSL team. Okay, what nonsense is that? Why you can't join a PSL team? If Mamelodi Sundowns says they don't want Masego, you don't want him, but you mustn't join another team. Again, who do you think you are? Who do you treat another person like that? That is my question about Sundowns. Why do they think they can treat? How can you say a player that you bought in the PSL, you don't want him to play in the PSL again? Are you his god? No, we are not. Sundowns, I feel the president of Sundowns and the chairman, they need to intervene in this thing because it's becoming embarrassing what Fleming back and his people are doing at Sundowns. I don't know, obvious, if the president of CAF, which is the president of Sundowns, and the chairman of Sundowns, which is the president of CAF, son, Tropimtsip, is aware that they are treating players the way Maseko was being treated. Okay, we hear that there are offers from Pyramids or Al Ahly. They're ignoring those offers. You don't want the guy to play in the PSL where you bought him because you want to weaken the competition. You don't want, you know that he's a quality player. The fact that you don't want him. And then two, you will deny him the opportunity to go to a preseason where he can train and become fit and become at the same level when the season starts. So you're denying that kind of training preseason. You can't allow him to join any team in the PSL. You don't want him to join any team across Africa. You deny him the opportunity to go to Pyramids or Al Ahly. Or the same way you denied Sereno when it was a Sundowns. Because you feel like you don't want to weaken your competition. Why did Sundowns go to that crazy rule that they don't want players to kill competition? Where have they ever had where Man City can say, we don't want to sell a player to Barcelona because want to weaken the competition, we're not going to win the Champions League if we sell that player to Barcelona? That is just anti-football. Guys, football, it's about fair play. That's it. It's about two things, respect and fair play. That is football. But Sundowns, they don't practice those things at all. They don't practice respect and fair play. Sereno ended up going to Chiefs. By the time he went to Chiefs, he was like 2 years on the sideline. He was no longer in his best condition. Hence, he didn't become the same player Chiefs thought he was at Sundowns. The same thing with Maseko. No preseason. Okay? No local team is not allowed to join any local team. Okay? You don't want to sell him across Africa because it's going to step in winning the Champions League. Okay? You also don't want their international offers we're hearing allegedly from Copenhagen. You're also not communicating. Guys, we don't want another player to kill himself. That can take a toll on you. We don't want another Jayden Adams sack. Remember, Jayden Adams was not playing in the first half of the season. He ended up missing the Africa Cup of Nations because he was not playing. When he was signed in January 2025 from Stellenbosch, he came in, he was playing, he even scored the goal, assisted the goal that took Sundowns to the final of the Champions League. Season start, is not given a chance. Then, okay, when the year started, he came in, then the coach, when it took the fans to pour Fleming Bekutowat, that's why he started getting game time and all those kind of things, ended up being selected in the World Cup. Those are the things we don't want to hear because we don't know what led to Jordan Adams end up taking his own life. And we don't want another player like Tapelo Maseko or Mayema to end up taking their own life. Because with Mayema again, it's another almost similar story. Sundowns renewed this contract, the 2-year option, without even increasing his salary, without even agreeing with him. Do you agree to exercise the option? No. They just renewed it, loan him back to Sim. Are you treating people like this? The reason why they don't want Mayema to play in the PSL, they want to weaken the competition so that the teams cannot have a player like Neo Mayema or Tapelo Maseko. So they buy a lot of players, they want them to be out of the country. They did that with Rushun Turuk, who was a Bafana player. They loaned him to Israel where this was. Why will Sundowns continue being allowed to treat so many players in such a cruel manner? Because it's very clear this team is a very cruel organization. You don't want him to say, okay, it's fine. Just release him. Let him go and join a team of his choice. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong if a team is not wanted by a player is not wanted by a team. Just release him to a team where he's gonna play. You can't decide. Sundowns is not football gods or is not FIFA where they can decide you cannot play here, you must play here. For them, they are stooping so low, Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, for them to say they want him to only join a team which is in Europe, Masek. They don't know. We are saying it's not good enough. Okay, sharp. We hear that it's not good enough. Then he's not going to allow to join any PSL team. That's what I've been telling though. Sundowns have not been winning the league fairly. Remember when Sundowns won the league 8 times in a row? They've not been winning it fair. They've been practicing all these kind of things. But you guys, you're not aware. That's why people are saying I hate Sundowns. I don't hate Sundowns. I hate unfairness. I hate a human being who will treat another human being like this. It's not allowed. Look at Kahle Mpela. Top strike. They declined options or offers for him. Even Gaga said it in his podcast. He had to lock himself, force a move out of Sundowns. Why should this team be continuously don't want to release players? But it's good when players are joining them. But immediately they're there. Immediately you are suffering. You no longer have a team. You no longer have money. They are not going to come through your rescue. Okay, it's fine. Here's 15 million. We know which blocked a move for you to go to Europe. We're very sorry. Now you're stuck. They are not going to come through for you. But while you are there, they just don't listen to any of us. I know that because Kahle Mpela, they did the same thing to him. And I was there at Sundowns. I went there in that press conference. That is the first time I met Dr. Patrice Motsepe. And Patrice Motsepe asked them, how many offers did you receive? Makhanya answered. But still, he was never released by Sundowns to those offers. It can't be, guys, that Sundowns continuously do so many harm in footballers' life. I remember, I've known Ramasho Mphehlelo when I was 17, 18 years, when I was still an under 20 captain. I remember the day he left Sundowns. I thought he was making a mistake when he was the captain of Sundowns when he went to Chiefs. He knew he just didn't renew his contract. He went to Chiefs as a free agent. So he knew that there's something wrong in that team. I didn't understand. How can Ramasho Mphehlelo leave Sundowns when he was that age and he was a captain? Then he goes to Kaizer Chiefs. For me, it didn't make sense. Now it makes sense why. They don't have players interested hard at Mamelodi Sundowns. They are treating players bad. I believe that these players must start reporting Sundowns to FIFA directly, because what Flemingbeck is practicing at Sundowns is wrong. What they are doing to Thapelo Maseko, it's completely wrong. It can't be normal that you can tell a player, "Hi, stay here, don't go there." Free Maseko. Guys, please continue in the comments. Write free Thapelo Maseko. Sundowns must free Thapelo Maseko. The way they treat players is not good at all. I disagree with it. Yes, they want to win the league. So they want to win the league by weakening other teams, by denying signing a lot of players and keeping them their books, then exporting them out of the country. How is that fair? How should Sundowns be allowed? How can they be allowed every time to continuously do the same thing? They are killing football. They are not gods, these people. Maybe they are gods, but they don't own the players, they don't own football. They are weakening the league. It would be nicer to see Maseko playing for Kaizer Chiefs or Orlando Pirates or Miami. Same thing. Or Lishak, or release those players. It will be good. Maybe Lishak was going to be part of the World Cup. If he was playing now in Portugal and all those kind of things, Sundowns must start having interest of players at heart, not become a selfish club. Because this team is very selfish. They are very, very selfish, Sundowns. Even me, I spoke to Steve Komphela. I said, Steve Komphela, I want to invite you in the podcast. Steve Komphela said, no problem, Nadim. I just go via Sundowns because I work for them. Hey, those people, they told me lies and said, okay, yeah, we're busy with interviews. They told me something stupid, like that guy Shupi. Something that doesn't even make sense. I knew they are being petty. They are being childish because they feel like maybe I don't say good things about them. They want people, they are going to take their people to podcast where they praise Sundowns. Sundowns is the best team. Did you see him, Shish? Yo, Sundowns is the best. They want players who are going to continuously praise them. It can't be right, guys. Last, guys, as we wrap, it's painful to hear that Mbogazi is out for the rest of the season, is injured. Wish him a speedy recovery. And then what's going to happen? I hear from highly reliable source that Pitso Mosimane is going to be appointed as the Bafana Bafana coach. Are you happy, guys, with the Bafana Bafana coach being Pitso Mosimane? I just want to be straightforward, honest with you. I don't think it's the best decision to appoint Pitso Mosimane as a Bafana Bafana coach, because he was given an opportunity to coach Bafana Bafana. He failed. He couldn't qualify for AFCON. He failed. He was telling us about Vision 2014. He was struggling to beat teams like Niger and Sierra Leone. I believe Pitso is a very, very good club coach, but not a national team coach. I think he's been there with the best, Carlos Alberto Pereiro. He failed. He just selected players, and then when they were there, I believe he needs to have enough quality time to work through the players to bring them at their best. In a national team, there's no time for that. Let me give you a simple scenario to show that Pitso doesn't qualify to coach Bafana Bafana. In Bafana Bafana, players get called, all right? In a FIFA window, start when? On Monday morning, players arrive on camp. Then they check in the hotel, maybe have a lighter training in that day on Monday. Tuesday, you find that on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, Thursday, you are playing a qualifier in Nigeria. So you have a full day of training on Tuesday. Wednesday, you're traveling to Nigeria. Take a flight to Nigeria. You arrive in Nigeria. You get inconvenienced by Nigerians and all those kind of things. Then Thursday you have to play. Maybe you have one training again. Pitso is not good in that kind of quick turnaround. He needs to befriend the players, hug them, deal them one-on-one, call them, motivate them, tell them his vision. He doesn't suit a national team. Is a bad appointment. Pitso should not be the one taking over as a Bafana Bafana coach. That's how I feel about it. I don't think he will do better than Hugo Broos. I believe Bafana Bafana needs another white foreign coaches. The black local coaches is fine. They've tried their best in the Bafana Bafana. All of them, they failed. I'm talking about Molefe Nzeki, Pitso Msimane, Shakes Mashaba. Most of them, they failed. Stylis Pumo, Trot Moloto. They tried with Bafana Bafana. They failed. Now we need Bafana Bafana that will be consistently be playing at the World Cup, be consistently reaching the AFCON knockout stages. Not a coach that would even fail to be out of the knockout. I don't believe Pitso is gonna do that. I just want to be honest. There's nothing bad. I love Dr. Pitso Msimane. Even when he was a Sundowns, we're speaking with him very well. What at SAPC is a very good person. I honestly think Bafana Bafana would struggle under him. That is my opinion anyway. I don't want it to look like, I knew so. But I'm just telling you now. But obviously, congratulations to Pitso Msimane for being the Bafana Bafana coach, because he will be appointed as a Bafana Bafana coach, Pitso Msimane. Congratulations, Dr. Pitso Msimane. I can't say, well, you deserve it, because previous you failed, and for now you've not been coaching. So for me, I've got all those kind of things. I don't believe a Bafana Bafana coach should be chosen because the black coach should be chosen because it's going to improve Bafana Bafana from where Hugo Broos took it to a higher level. Will Pitso Msimane take it? I wish him well that he does take it, but I don't have full confidence that he's going to do so. It is what it is, guys. Continue liking and subscribing. Join as a member of NXL 360. We'll come back with the weekend reviews. Remember, there's MTN 8 coming up.